Hiya, and welcome back to Password, the game that teaches us that if we want to get through a maze, we should be with someone who understands mazes. I could not come up with anything else. And yes, Amethyst, we are doing the Dragon's Route. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Let me make sure we're on page 3. This is how I'm going to be organizing all my saves, with pages. When morning came around, I felt as though I hadn't slept at all. Roswell was still possibly lost out in the forest. It was light out, so part of me hoped that he'd made his way back towards the house once it wasn't pitch black. Alas, after I'd gotten dressed and checked his room, nothing. I collapsed into a chair and groaned into my hands. I was the first one up, it seemed, or at least the first one to arrive at the dining room. Sal and Haas arrived first, coming in at the same time. "Mornin'." I covered my head with my hands, looking instead to Sal. "You look distraught. Are you still worried about Roswell?" "Of course he is. I am as well. I think we all are. Dave, have you at least slept? You look a bit rough there, buddy." It was something. I could do with some more, though. What sleep I did get was interrupted. "Interrupted? By who?" "Or what?" "Don't know. All I know is I heard something, went to go check it out, and I gestured loosely in the air. I wasn't sure what I'd seen or even what I'd heard." "I didn't hear anything." "Yeah, I think I can explain that, or at least maybe have a reason for it." "What's that?" "Just something I've noticed, but a lot of the rooms seem to be naturally soundproofed." "Yeah, we're doing the Dragon's Route first. You were doing Orlando's." "I'm not sure why they would be that. Just something I've noticed. It explained the lack of sound anyway." "But why did I hear something?" "Maybe you didn't hear anything at all and just thought you did. Only other explanation would be that your room, for whatever reason, isn't soundproofed." Haas took a seat and fixed his mane while Sal sat down and patiently waited. I wasn't sure what he was waiting for, but my guess would be breakfast. Next to arrive was Dean and Orlando, visibly unrested, much like me. "Good morning. No sign of Roswell yet?" "Please say someone seen him." When no reply came, Orlando sighed out. "Well, alright. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee to wake up, then I'm going to go look for him, I think." "I'll come too. Best to just make sure, right?" The three of us filed out back, with Orlando heading right over to the tree line to look for Russell. "He's not here." "Well, no, but it's a big forest. Chances are he's just on his way back now that he can see." "Well, alright." "How about you and me go look over here? Dave, can you go check over there for me? Don't go wandering into the forest, though." "Alright, got it." I wandered in the direction of the pool. I don't know why, but I assumed that maybe Roswell could have just decided to have an early morning swim? "Roswell?" Everything was still, quiet. A clear sign that Roswell wasn't here. The more I looked, though, the more my heart sank. If I could magically go back and stop him from going out into the woods, hiya, would that have made things better? I wandered over to the trees and called again before hearing a presence behind me. "Oh, hello, Sal." "Are you alright?" "I'm just looking for Roswell. You haven't seen him, have you?" He just shook his head, coming to stand next to me. "I have faith that he'll be fine. Lost, maybe, but fine." "What makes you say that?" "The children normally survive the stories." "But Roswell's not a kid. None of us are, Sal. Besides, what if it's dangerous?" This seems to make him think, and he called out into the forest for Roswell. His voice was louder than mine, but all the same, no Roswell appeared. "What should we do?" "Dunno. Are Dean and Orlando still searching?" "I think so, yeah." "Well, okay." "What did you want to do? Go into the forest and look for Roswell?" "I don't think Dean would like that. At least not if you went in by yourself." "You're probably right. I don't want to end up in the same boat as Roswell." We headed back inside, with Orlando heading into the kitchen, a jittering mess. Dean, however, was rubbing his head, readying himself to go searching in the forest for Roswell. I followed Orlando to the kitchen, figuring I could get some coffee before I followed Dean out into the forest. I got tangled in the microphone cable. "Are you holding up okay?" "I think so." "I know it came down hard on you, but I'm just worried about him. So, sorry about that." He was making sandwiches, and I wandered over and gave him a hug. "I'm sorry, too." "Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Roswell when he gets back." Ty wandered into the kitchen looking for something. Oh, hey, Ty. Hey, what's happening in here? Orlando's making sandwiches. I pointed to the coffee machine expecting Tyson to fill in the blank. Why are you making sandwiches? For lunch, just trying to be youthful. No one's asking you to be useful. We have a butler. I looked between Tyson and Orlando, wondering how he managed to get in before I did. If you want to cook, fine. But there's other shit you could do if you're bored. He wandered over, grabbing one of the ready-made sandwiches before bailing again. Did he just... What? Was he just being nice now? Yes. Why? Egg. Oh, hiya, Sam. He's normally so... abrasive. He's an alright guy. I've been trying to tell you this. I've been trying to tell everyone this. If he was less scary, it'd help. I didn't realize just how deep their feelings for him ran. It was different. Oh shit, Sam and Star. Hiya. I didn't realize just how deep their feelings for him ran. It was different for me, but a lot of that was because I'd seen a different side of him. If you're sure, I'm willing to try, I think. It'd make things easier if we got along, that's for sure. So long as he doesn't bully me around, I think we'll be okay. So long as you try, I'll be thankful. Just don't go poisoning his food, yeah? Oh, I would never, promise. I took notice of what Orlando was doing and saw that he was paying special attention to a certain set of sandwiches in particular. Why are those sandwiches special? Are they for me? Oh, don't worry about those ones. They aren't good enough. Oh, shit. They look fine to me, but as I went to reach for them, Orlando batted my hand away. Hands off. Those are for Thal. You're giving not good sandwiches to Sal? No, I mean, they're not, I'm not, I looked between the sandwiches and Orlando's face, the slightest tinge of red flushing his scales. Orlando, you don't have a crush on Sal, do you? No? Don't be silly. Orlando sighed out, rubbing his head, moving his hand back and forth to comb his mane with his fingers. Please don't tell anyone. I don't think I'm entirely sure yet. Oh, okay. I mean Sal's, like... I gestured big with my arms, trying to simulate his size and stature. Okay, no more of that. I just remembered I, have something very important I need to do. And you were going to go help Dean, right? I laughed and was about to comment when I saw Roswell emerge through the trees from the kitchen window. Roswell! I raced out of the kitchen, into the foyer, and out the back door. Roswell looked rough, and he was dragging his feet behind him. With how roughly I tackled him, he almost fell over, but he weakly hugged me back. You're alive! Yeah, of course I'm alive. I'm so sorry I didn't... And I was rambling at this point, but a lot of it was relief. Still, he smiled at me as if nothing was wrong. Would you believe it? I intended to come back, but ended up walking in circles and getting lost. That's exactly what we were worried about, Roswell. What the fuck? I'm sorry, I didn't do anything to help you find your way back. I don't think that would have helped anyway. I got really far in. Sure, but... how? Roswell then started explaining that he could smell something strange out in the forest, and he thought it was truffles. He went to head back when it started to get dark and got lost. He's a crazy bastard. Did we get to the vault and saw a premonition of Orlando's death? We didn't get into the vault. Wait, was that a spoiler? Turned out all he'd done is walked in a huge circle, ended up at the stream, and tried camping there after it became too dark to see. You know what, Sam? You know what? Just for that. Oh, mama! Your mother. Near the end of his story, he started coughing violently, and I brought him inside to Orlando in the kitchen. Moths crushed their soul. Oh no. Haas was in there too, apparently making some tea. As I guided Roswell in by the hand, he was still coughing, and he sat down on one of the stools nearby. You look pretty rough, Roswell. No surprise there but that cough. Please tell me you weren't outside this whole time. Roswell and I both whined. Although for very different reasons. Well, okay. Orlando placed a hand on Roswell's head with a frown. I think you have a fever, too. Think that cough has something to do with it? Maybe. I looked to Roswell, wondering what would be the best thing for him right now. What does Roswell need? Medicine or tea? Okay, which one? Yeah, let's give him medicine. Meds! Do we have some medicine? Aspirin or something? Maybe. I'll go have a look. Okay, Raj. Bye. What about some tea, Roswell? Would that help? Sure, thanks. Roswell and I watched as Orlando and Haas scurried about. To be honest, I was feeling sluggish only because the worry had worn me out already. Hey, Dave? His voice was held low, and it seemed as though the others hadn't heard him, or at the very least, they didn't make any sign of listening in. Yeah? Thanks for, being worried about me. I chuckled, scratching the fur on the back of my neck. It felt weird for Roswell to be thanking me, given I was the reason he was out there to begin with. Okay, Haas is getting him tea. We spent some time getting Roswell medicated to try and get on top of whatever cold he'd caught being out in the woods all night. Given he'd been out all night, he needed a fresh change of clothes and could have probably done with a nap too. Haas volunteered to get Roswell sorted and took him upstairs. As for Orlando and I, he led the way out of the kitchen into the dining room. Jeez, spending all night out in the woods, out in the wilds must be rough.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
Didn't think you'd get that sick spending one night outside. Same here. I thought it'd be like camping. Minus the campfire. Well, he'll be fine after some rest. Should be. Worst case scenario, we can get him to a hospital. But it's not as if he's dying. Not yet, anyway. This feels like foreshadowing. Why does this feel like foreshadowing? Why does this feel like something that's going to happen? I mean, we're already in a fucking mansion. We followed every single fucking... Okay. It's like, we're in fucking Murder Town. Okay, bye Sam, bye Star. But it's not as if he's dying, not yet anyway. We are following every single non-logical thing to get murdered. This is every single horror movie. Every single one. And I love it. Hopefully not anytime soon. Again, fucking foreshadowing. It is pulling an echo and I don't like it. I don't really think any of us are that close to dying anyway. We're all young and sprightly. Why does it... This is activating... I feel like this is foreshadowing. It'd be a real tragedy if something were to happen, though. I'm turning on the webcam. Orlando, please, please, kindly shut the fuck up. We are already in a horror movie scenario. Please, shut the hell up. I love you to death. You are the gay furry Gordon Ramsay. But please, shut the hell up. I don't cope very well in sad situations. Pry or change topic. I should have worn my glasses today. I should have worn them today. I'm going to put them on and hopefully they don't bother me too much. Yeah, fuck, my headphones. Remember the beginning of the V and someone is going to die. Oh, fuck. The blackening. Hello. Change the topic. So we got 2 for pry, 1 for change the topic. I don't know how to create a fucking poll in Streamlabs. Hell, I don't even think it's possible to create a poll in Streamlabs. Everyone's saying pry. Okay, hang on, I gotta count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4 for pry. Okay, we're prying. What sort of sad situations have you been in to know that? Oh, it was sort of bad when Grandpa died. Didn't feel like baking anything for weeks. Oh, and there was that time in one of my exams someone spiked my pot with a whole lot of salt. Almost broke right then and there from the stress. Ouch, I don't think I've ever been in a situation that's gotten me that worked up. The trick is finding healthy ways to cope with it. That's what's upsetting you helps. Talking about what's upsetting you helps. Like therapy. Doesn't need to necessarily be a therapist. Even a good friend can work, but professional help is always good if it gets too bad. In my case, in any case, what did you have planned for the rest of the day? Nothing comes to mind, why? Well, we're ahead with the scavenger hunt, so we can afford to slack off a little, right? You mean instead of trying to stay in the lead? Not if anyone else has any clues as to where to look. Well, that's true. Hey, no, I had a reason for asking. I figured we could do some baking together, you know. Oh, sure. Great, come with me. It all started with that smile. That damned smile. Why do I have a feeling that we're going to be pulling a Chase Hunter for that smile? Food, the fastest way to anyone's heart. That's the fastest way to my heart. I am also excited for the Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Food is the fastest way into my heart. It was less following and more being dragged back into the kitchen. Okay, I'll leave you in charge of dessert tonight. I'm going to get a start on dinner. Dinner? Already? Wait. More importantly, what am I even making? Oh, I figured we could make apple pie. Dave is a good boy, unlike Chase. Chase Hunter from Echo is fucking toxic. I've already made the pastry. You'll just have to make the filling and assemble it all. Reckon you can do that? Can I make pie? I mean, I kind of know how to make pie. Yes. We are going to burn this mansion down, aren't we? I think so. Shouldn't be too hard, right? That's the spirit. It's not as if you'll be alone. I'll be around in case you get stuck. Hang tight. I'll just go get the pastry. Let's step out for the filling on the counter already. Chase gaslights and is overall one of your least favorite MCs. Dave is baby. Pet the yeen. You work in the kitchen. See, like, I've helped people make apple pie before. I've helped some people make apple pie before. Yes! Orlando is the gay chef of my dreams. Still don't know if I'm going to obsess over Orlando or Dean yet. Not Tyson. Tyson scares the shit out of me, and Sal makes me uncomfortable. And Roswell reminds me of Steven Universe. And, well, we're Dave. So it's either Orlando or Dean that I'm going to obsess over for the next month. Orlando wandered over to a large metal door and seemed to struggle with opening it. Everything alright over there? Oh yeah, just the door gets jammed sometimes. Sal and Ty are probably some of the best routes. And I'm scared. After some work, Orlando got the door open and wandered inside, only to come right out again with some chilled pastry dough. Just wait, hang on, let me fix my pop filter. I am never going to be happy with the way that my microphone is positioned. Oh, that's the fridge? Technically, it's more of a walk-in freezer, but pretty much. But the door is broken. Seemed that way. I asked Benson about it, and all he said was that he'd look into getting it fixed. Lucky he found me, though. I thought I was going to freeze in there. Wait, you got stuck in there? Not for too long. Benson got me out right quick when he heard me banging from the other side of the door. Still, what if he hadn't found you? I remember reading somewhere that it's possible under some circumstances to survive a full night in a freezer just in case you get locked in, but even then it's a big ask. And given Orlando's susceptibility to the cold, well... so pie, right? Right, pie. Here's the basic idea. You're going to take this dough, roll it out, and put it in a pie tin. Just make a big circle, put it in the tin, and cut off any excess. For the filling, if I remember correctly, you're going to want to grab some apples from the pantry and cut them into thin slices. Then, I guess a full cup of brown sugar and a teaspoon of both cinnamon and nutmeg. They're in the pantry, too. Mix all of it together with the apple in a bowl with your hands until it's all good and coated. If you let it sit for a bit, it's going to soak up those flavors, but before you layer it evenly in the pie, just make sure to squeeze out the excess liquid. I'll let you get to it. Just give me a yell if you get stuck. I was thinking we should make southern apple pie. Or country-style apple pie. With Orlando thoroughly underway making what appeared to be dough, I was left to make this pie. Is Orlando a top or bottom? I don't know. But he gives me soft top energy. Yeah, Orlando gives me soft top energy. Like, he's obviously kind of nurturing. But I have a feeling that he can get... Why the fuck are we talking about his sex life? What should I do first? Give up! Our first step is to give up. I thought it was rolling the dough. Are we all in favor of giving up? Guess we're making the filling first. Gathering up the ingredients I needed. I got to work putting them together to make anything that resembled a pie filling. I don't know if this looks right, Orlando. Looks fine to me. What do you think's wrong with it? I'm sort of just winging it based on what you told me. Did you try tasting it? Oh, should I? Always good to taste as you go to make sure you haven't accidentally used salt instead of sugar. This reminds me of the day we first met, actually. Oh? It was a fairly cold day, overcast, but we were at school for some sort of festival. Tyson was meant to come too, but he bailed. Thankfully, I wasn't running any stalls or helping out with anything outside of just helping to set up, so the rest of the day was free to do whatever. For all the people around, there were still plenty of quiet places around the school to take a break from it all. But as I found myself nearing the home ec classrooms... Aww... Are you alright? Oh yeah, I'm fine, I guess. What are you doing over this way? Don't do with crowds? They can get tiring. What about you, though? Oh, I'm just in a slump. Kitchen experiments not going too well. Kitchen experiments? Yeah. I've been trying to get this pie recipe down, but my hands just run too hot. The dough keeps melting. Uh-huh. Hey, if it was bread, it'd be fine, but the amount of butter? Ugh! Oh, did you need help? Or... No, I already baked it. It's just not up to my standards. Why both? You could have a chef to cook for you, but you could have a bear for the rest. Oh! Oh! Okay. It's just not up to my standards. See for yourself. The dragon picked up an unassuming box he had off to the side and opened it. It was golden brown, flaky, and in all in all looked delicious. Looks fine to me. No, it's all wrong. Here, just try. You'll see what I mean then. In the next moment, the dragon had pulled out a knife, quickly cut a portion of the pie, and no sooner had the knife been put away again, he'd shoved the pie in my mouth. Typically, that would get you a fucking assault charge. Like, yeah, it's free food, but you like... What I tasted was some sort of pie with meat on the inside, savory but delicious all the same. The crust was buttery and flaky while the meat inside was juicy and well seasoned. Maybe it's just not something I was meant to be able to do. Father was right. Swallowing as quickly as I could. Are you kidding? I mean, minus almost choking on it from how you threw it into my mouth. Tasted great to me. Oh, you're just saying that. You're a sweetheart for thinking that, though. I haven't seen you around, though. You go here, or... Oh, yeah. Not for very long, mind you, but I'm Orlando. Oh, neat. You're a transfer student? I'm Dave, by the way. Yeah, I transferred in that start of the week. Haven't really met anyone properly yet with classes. I'm guessing because you never quite know with dragons, right? I've heard that, but you seem harmless enough. Yeah, I'm gonna take my headphones off for a little bit. My ears, my fucking ears. Jeez, you flatterer. I'm pretty harmless. I was just hoping that I could make some friends with delicious food. Pie might not be the best idea, but what could be an alternative? If you make literally any dessert for me, you've already won my heart. Just give me a dessert of some kind, and my heart is already won. Got 2 for brownies, 1 for cookies. I'm gonna take these glasses off. I'll put them back on at the end of stream. I'm still able to see. Just things appear a bit blurrier. Just a bit blurry. Okay, if Orlando throw a pie at you and it is the best you have tasted, will you still be mad? No! Just give me any dessert. And I am happy. Brownies. What about brownies? Oh, of course! Who doesn't love chocolate? The decision has been made. It is Orlando. I am going to obsess over you for the next month. There you go. So much for pie being a good idea compared to brownies. You wouldn't happen to have plans for later, would you? Me? Not really. Why? Great. Orlando suddenly grabbed my arm and pulled me into one of the kitchens. I'm going to need a taste tester. Whoa, wait. And the rest of the afternoon, I was fed varying types of baked goods. I still wonder why I thought making pie was a good idea. Hey, it was good pie. Yeah, it's free food, but, like, honestly, I wouldn't mind that. Just, like, being a taste tester, like, just sitting on a stool, patiently waiting. He's like, try this, and I'm like, okay. And then just bite into it, and it's fucking delicious, and it's like, yeah, that's delicious. And he's like, oh, stop, you flatterer. Wait, can hyenas eat chocolate? Can hyenas eat chocolate? Oh, okay, it's a furry game. That makes sense. Eating desserts and cake all day sounds amazing. It does. It does sound amazing. Hey, it was good pie. Third, but not really the most practical thing to give to people. I didn't think you were serious that I'd be taste testing for you for the rest of the afternoon, though. At least you didn't go home hungry afterwards. That's true. You're even nice enough to introduce me to some of your other friends to get me started, too. Including Tython. Yeah, I should have warned you more about him before just diving right in on that one. I was hoping that, well, maybe you could get on with him too. Still, I'm very thankful. Oh, shoot, look at that time. I think it's best if I get the rest of dinner sorted, otherwise we might be here all night reminiscing. Orlando has such a slave voice. He does. I'll finish off the pie too, so don't worry. Oh, you don't need any help? No, too many chefs in the kitchen and all that. You just go hang out and I'll meet you upstairs for dinner. Or if you wanted to round everyone up and get them to the game room upstairs. The rec room, right? Sure, I'll go get everyone if you're sure you don't need a hand. I'm sorry, go! Go! Alright! I'll see you later! Orlando started busying him... Fucking phone notification. Orlando started busying himself sorting out food and I left to go find the others. When it was time for dinner, rather than file into the dining room, we all gathered into the room we knew as the rec room. We're having dinner in here, right? That's right. Do I want to know why? Why can't we just do it because it's fun? Okay, I get it. Just, I don't know. What's there to get? Dean was still damp from what I could tell. Having clearly favored getting to dinner on time rather than drawing properly. Pizza, movie, and then after, hot tub! Guess this is happening sooner than I thought. I swear this has nothing to do with me, Ty. This is all Orlando. Well, alright. Guess we're all getting buddy-buddy too. Oh, I looked around, and it seemed as though Sal had settled himself in a beanbag, with Dean milling around for one of his own. Pizza. Pizza. A friend of mine, he was a librarian, said this chant while I was a sophomore in high school, and I started using it. It's pizza. Pizza. Little Caesar's pizza. Hot and ready pizza. Just that chant. Ty bumped me on the shoulder, leaning in close to my ear, pulling the hairs on the back of my neck and edge, putting it, maybe we should find a spot to get cozy together. The words were no sooner out of his mouth than I noticed Dean staring daggers at him. Ty just picked a spot and pulled out his phone, Dean still trying to melt his target, as if he had laser eyes. It's like, just sit me in front of a food, and I'm gonna fucking eat it. Well, this is a bit cozy, isn't it? You're telling me. I just thought we needed it is all. Oh yeah? Why's that? Oh, you know, Rothwell getting back safe and sound, and, it's just so nice having everyone around. Oh, I agree. Especially certain people, I'm sure. Oh yeah? Who? No one! Ignore him! Go make yourself comfortable, Dave. I'll go get dinner. That was odd, right? Not if you know what you're looking for. Let's just say Orlando's... well, I think it's best if I let him explain it anyway. They're only good things, I promise. If you say so. Orlando left to go get dinner, and I was left with a choice of who to sit next to. Ah! Dean, Sal, Tyson, or Hoff? Hoss. Did I call him I fucking called him Hoff. Hoss. Freddy Fazbear. Monty Gator. Roxanne Wolf. Hoss. Yeah, it's sad that we can't sit next to Orlando. Yeah. Yeah, alright, who are we sitting next to? Sal? Yeah, Sal. Hey, Sal. Hello. This beanbag taken? No, it's free. So, I sat down and Sal put away his phone. Whether to be polite or just convenient timing, who knew? Dinner and a movie, huh? Nothing wrong with something different for dinner. Oh, I agree. It shakes things up for sure. It's fun, but seems like a waste, given we have a proper dining room and a butler and everything, right? But change is good too. So, if we're watching a movie, what are you hoping for? What sort of movie do you want to see? Anything is fine. Really? Anything? Well, mostly anything. Okay, well, what wouldn't you want to see? Romantic comedy. Wait, really? I find them too cheesy. Huh, well, alright. We talked among ourselves for a little while longer before Orlando showed back up trying to balance too many plates at once. Hoss jumped up and helped him out, and the two of them made another trip back down to get the rest of them. Jeez! Orlando didn't hold back when making pizza, did he? I may have made a little too much. But that just means leftovers! Who doesn't like leftover pizza? He had a point, but also does also mean that he didn't have to be in the kitchen fixing his food all day every day if he didn't want to. True. Alright, all we need now is the movie, right? Why don't you pick? You're trusting me to pick. Why not? I think I've got some idea of what people might like. I'm just happy to sit down and hang out with my friends. Plus Tyson. Well, yeah, but I'm willing to try. Still, I'm just gonna take some pizza and wait for the movie to start. Make it a good one. Ah! See, like... I get bored of action movies. I am a huge fucking wimp. I am a giggly bitch. And these are just boring. A comedy? So Deadpool. It was the safest pick for sure. It wasn't a marathon of laughter all the way through, but you could feel the morale in the room. Orlando was giggling near constantly, almost shaking me after every laughing fit. All in all, everyone was wearing smiles by the time the credits rolled. When everything was said and done... Well, that was movie night. Not bad, not bad. I'd be up for doing it again, for sure. Group activities. This feels like a vacation now. Yeah, I'd be down for hanging out again. That wasn't so bad. You weren't that bad either. I was impressed. Maybe the things I was hearing about you were wrong. I decided not to point out that people...
Romance. Boring. Comedy. Boring but cheesy. Action. Fine but decent horror. Fucking rules.
I decided not to point out that people didn't typically talk during movies, but they weren't fighting, so it was fine. As long as it's shit like this, I'm down. We lingered around for a bit before a few of us turned in for the night. What a day! I collapsed on the bed and checked my phone. It wasn't overly late, but it felt late enough to just fall asleep right there. Amethyst? I'm just going to let you know, I am a fucking wimp. To give you an idea, when I was 14, I was a freshman in high school. I was either a freshman or in my 8th grade year. Me and my family, we went to go watch Jurassic World right when it came out. Like, it was still in theaters. We went and watched the first Jurassic World. Not Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. I was jumping at all the scares. All the scares that happened, I jumped. Like, I was like, ah! Ah! Except it wasn't audible, I was just like, ugh. I rolled onto my back and just thought about what the day held. Overall, just a solid day of looking back on how I met people, really. The more I lay there, the longer I just let myself think about how much I met each of my friends. All leading to where we are now. And sure enough, eventually I just fell asleep. Okay, when is that going to update? Because it still says question mark, question mark. I was in that state of consciousness that was somewhere between sleeping and being awake. God knows how early it was. Oh, okay. I would have rolled over to check my phone, but I was that out of it still. Ugh. Hiya. I buried my head into my pillow to try and get more sleep. Something was nagging at me, and the more that I thought about it, the more I noticed the pit in my stomach growing. After tossing and turning, visit the vault or stay in bed. Oh shit, is it bedtime? Is it Betty bedtime? The path depends on us. Oh no! To the vault. I made my way down to the vault. Combined with the gut feeling I had, something was drawing me to the keypad right next to the door. Input password. Do we want bad end now or no? I'm going to go ahead and save. Wait a minute. Backup save. Alright. Are we going to get the bad ending now? Oh, okay. What do I put in for the password? Oh. I knew I was tired, but I was now just staring blankly at the input panel. Seriously, how do we get the bad ending? Because, like, I want to get that done and over with. It was far too early for this, so I decided to head back to my room and prepare for breakfast. By the time we'd all assembled into the dining room, Orlando went into the kitchen only to bring us out breakfast. You know, you really don't have to cater to us. Oh, I know, but it's fun. Besides, have to make sure you're eating right, don't I, Dave? Before I could respond, Orlando dropped off what food he'd grabbed and rushed back into the kitchen to get more. So, anyone doing anything interesting today? Thinking about trying the gym downstairs, you know, something different. Did you need someone to spot you? Wasn't expecting you to offer something like that. You can get crushed and hurt yourself for all I care then. Okay, sorry. I'd be glad for the assistance. I just wasn't expecting it. I'll probably go for a swim and then maybe head into the forest.
Oh, I think I want to go for a swim. It'd be nice to check out the hot tub, too. I think I'm going to spend today in the kitchen.
What, again?
Well, yeah, true, I know, but...
I wanted to learn. You don't know how to cook, Sal? Well, yes, but nothing fancy.
He told me about the last time he tried to make something fancy, and, well, it was a story to be sure.
Seemed like everyone had plans for the day, and here I was with nothing really grabbing me.
Dave!
Huh? I was wondering if you could come too. with us.
If Sal's as bad as he says he is, I wouldn't mind an extra set of hands.
I'm not that bad, I promise.
Sal grumbled under his breath but left his comment hanging, seemingly ignored by Orlando. I held eye contact with Orlando, who was still seemingly oblivious as to what he'd said until I glanced at Sal to get my message across. Oh, I'm sorry. On my honor, I shall teach you how to cook. As long as Dave gives me a hand. After everyone else had left, the three of us headed into the kitchen with Orlando wandering over to the pantry thinking out loud. Okay. So we have options. I think it'd be best if we check to see just how much help you need, Sal. So, what was the last thing you made?
What do you mean by that?
I'm guessing cooked, right?
Does a salad count?
I think that counts. That really doesn't count. But I guess if you can cut vegetables, it's a start.
Cut?
Okay, I know you know what cut means.
No, not that. Just. You're meant to cut them.
What the fuck? How did you make a salad without cutting them? Oh, did you just tear them apart?
I, may have just eaten a whole head of lettuce. It wasn't that good.
I don't think I'd seen Orlando so worked up while keeping so quiet. So, about that thing, what did you want to teach Sal to make? Orlando rubbed his temple, sighing out. Okay, so given what we're working with, let's just do pancakes. Does pancakes sound good with everyone?
Pancakes?
I think I remember how to make pancakes. Dad taught me, but it's been a while. No offense, Dave, but let me handle this one. At least for now.
What goes in pancakes?
Oh, boy. It's, what, flour, eggs, sugar, and milk, right? That works. 1 egg, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of milk, and 1/4 cup of sugar.
I can do that. That sounds easy.
Sal jogged over to the pantry to begin looking for something, seemingly resolved to do well on his own. On this. I'll make sure we have the fire extinguisher ready. I thought about the last time I'd made pancakes with my dad. It would have been maybe 2 years ago at this point. It was fun, although Mom complained that we used up all the chocolate chips without telling her. Cook with Sal or Orlando. So we're doing the bad ending. How close are we to the bad ending? Oh, we're close? Okay. We're just going to get the bad ending tonight, then. I wandered over to where Orlando was, hid in a cabinet under the bench. How goes finding that fire extinguisher? We have a couple, thankfully. I'm just expecting the worst. He can't be that bad, can he? We both looked over to where Sal was in the pantry, looking at some red spice in a jar. I did say flour, right? I think so, yeah. Oh, dear. Let me go give him a hand. Orlando wandered over to Sal, guiding his hand back into the pantry to put the spice back and pulled out the flour, handing it to him before wandering back. Well, this is going to be exciting. He had paprika. Why paprika? No idea, but I suppose we can get the rest of the stuff ready for him. We set about gathering a pan, a bowl, and a few other bits that Sal might need before he returned. What did you have in mind to teach Sal before realizing what skill set he had? Oh, Grandpa had this soup that he really liked, so maybe that. But I think a gourmet soup is maybe a little too much. Maybe I should have just helped him make a cake or something. Well, hey, pancakes are a good start. Maybe he can make breakfast one of these days for us. That'd be nice, but we'll have to see where we end up on that front. Actually, you said your dad taught you how to make pancakes, right? Yeah, why? Sorry, if I'd known I would have brought that up. I would have picked something different. It's fine. We can still talk about Dad and pancakes and stuff. Sure, I struggle to put how I thought into words. Orlando already knew the full story, so there wasn't need to go into details over it. I guess it's just one of those things where if we feel bad every time it comes up, then we're not going to get anywhere, right? If you're sure. But still, I can understand if it's still a bit tender. It's only been about a year, right? About that, yeah. Ugh, sorry. Who taught you to make pancakes anyway? Me? I guess that'd be Mother. Could have been Grandpa, though. He liked throwing me things while Mother and Father were at work. At the bank, right? Well... Orlando stopped mid-thought, turning to look at Sal. Sal? What are you doing? I watched as he wandered over to where Sal was throwing things into the bowl haphazardly before detouring to the stove and removing a smoking pan off the flame. What the fuck? Yeah, let's do all the bad endings first. I'm sorry. Like, we'll do a bad ending. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll do a bad ending and then we'll do the good ending and then the bad ending and then a good ending and we'll just keep doing that. But how the fuck? He didn't even flinch, but it looked hot. Low heat, just here. Orlando then started explaining the process with an air of authority and confidence that he didn't normally exude. If Orlando had a serious tone and voice, this was it, his passion for cooking coming through loud and clear. Okay, so measure in your flour, sugar, and start with the egg. Sal sheepishly followed along. At some point, Orlando had gone and just measured out all the ingredients for him to keep things simple. I figured I'd wander over myself and see how things were going. Good night, Maestro. Mix that until it's almost like a ball of dough. Then we're going to gradually add the milk while mixing to make sure it doesn't go lumpy. Admittedly, I wouldn't have thought to consider that. My method was a lot more throw everything in and hope for the best. But already Orlando's method was giving better results. Is this alright? Sal had his voice down low, uncertain. I started feeling bad for him when Orlando started to scrutinize the batter he'd mixed. Butter the pan. Actually, let me do that. You don't want much, just enough to help it release from the pan. Then pour it in slowly, letting it build from the middle. Don't try making circles, the batter will do that by itself. Sal was visibly unconvinced, but didn't have a leg to stand on as far as arguing the point. Instead, he just followed the instructions as best he could, apparently being told what not to do was helping. Good, now maybe just watch me. Orlando scooted in front of Sal without bothering to move him out of the way, and in one practiced fluid motion, slipped the spatula underneath the pancake and flipped it by turning his wrist. Without waiting for commentary from either of us, he poured in the next bit of batter around the time I noticed Sal was supporting himself on Orlando's shoulder, peering over his head to see what was happening in the pan. By comparison, Orlando was starting to go red, but was still standing very still as the pancake in the pan continued to cook. How about you give it a thought? Just as quickly as Orlando had stepped in front of Sal, he'd slipped away, hiding behind me and pushing me forward in the same motion as handing off the spatula to Sal. Here, Dave, let's see how well you can teach. Wait, what? Between the two of us, Sal managed to get some headway in getting pancakes made. Granted, a lot of them were the product of Orlando stepping in before they became too burnt or misshapen. Well, we got pancakes at least. Sort of. I'm sorry, Sal. I didn't realize how,
No, it's okay. But maybe we can try again sometime.
Oh, absolutely. You can show me what you can cook already, and we can see what we can do with that. Oh, but I did have a favor to ask, though. You're, good at swimming, right?
Sal's more good at swimming, Orlando. He basically lives in the water. More than good at swimming, Orlando. He basically lives in the water. I'm pretty good, I suppose. Yes. Why?
Do you think you could teach me to swim, I mean? I stared at Orlando, confused. I'd assumed that he'd learned to swim at some point in the past. We'd been to the beach before, but thinking on it, he never did go in the water. You don't know how to swim. How has this never come up before? It's not something I care to admit. It's, a little embarrassing.
Sure, I can teach you. You're probably better at swimming than I am at cooking, so we shall be fine.
Don't give me too much credit. Do I, need help with that, too?
If you wouldn't mind. Not right now, though. Maybe tomorrow, or in a couple of days. I wasn't planning on getting in the pool today. There's something I want to check out instead.
Oh, that suits me fine. Just let me know ahead of time so I can get my swimsuit on. Swim stuff on. I don't think it'd be appropriate to go swimming naked, at least. While I pondered the implications of swimming naked, the three of us cleaned the kitchen in preparation for lunch. We somehow all ended up back in the kitchen eating leftover pizza from the night before.
Pizza's still good.
Of course it's good. I made it.
Guess you do have your uses after all.
Who do you think has been making breakfast?
Benson, right? Orlando, obviously.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't think Benson's had much to do at all, really. Orlando's been doing most, if not all, the meals you've eaten, Tyson.
So, can he actually cook or not? Benson, I mean. You'd have to think so, right? Me and Orlando could take a break.
Hey, I'm here, you know, and I like cooking.
Yeah, we know. Just don't you overdoing it. When we'd eaten our fill, we each started to branch off for the afternoon. But as I went to leave, I felt someone grab my arm, easing me back into the kitchen.
Hey, Dave, got a minute?
Orlando let go of my hand, fidgeting in place.
I wanted to ask you something personal. What I mean is, well...
We're the only ones here. How personal are we talking?
Pretty personal. It's about what happened this morning. Wanted a second opinion and then realized that there's a talk we should probably have.
Am I in trouble? My question seemed to rattle Orlando and he looked away silent. My mind started to reel with what I could have done, building up to ask before he answered for me.
I don't... No, not anymore.
Anymore?
Ugh, I'm doing a horrible job of this, aren't I?
I think you're just confusing me more than anything else, Orlando. Is everything alright?
If I said no, would you be worried?
Well, yeah, obviously, but how bad are we talking?
That's just the thing, it's not really all that bad. But I think we should take this upstairs, at least for a little bit. Then maybe we can hang out this afternoon?
Sure, I guess. Orlando took me by the hand and led the way, almost as if marching with purpose, despite it just being a trip to the bedroom. When we got there, he closed the door behind him and collapsed against it with a heavy sigh. Okay, so we're in the bedroom now. What's wrong?
So first, promise you're not going to be upset with me? So I might have a thing for Sal.
Oh, wait, that is what's wrong?
Well, one of the things for sure, yeah. I just don't know how to approach it, right? What if I ask him and he thuts me down hard and then it's awkward for the rest of the time we're here?
How much do you know about Sal anyway?
Oh, we've hung out a few times. He's pretty easy to get on with.
Well, yeah, but... I scratched the back of my head, unsure of what to really ask here. How long have you liked him? What have you gotten up to together? Has he said anything? I just stretched. Ah, my back. My fucking back. Ah!
About what?
About feeling anything back, right?
Oh god, no. I don't even know what he's thinking half the time. It's hard enough to get him to smile.
Get him talking about water, and that should get him smiling, right?
Last time that happened, he got really sad. Took the whole afternoon to cheer him back up, but he never told me why.
You just mentioned water and he just got sad?
Well, we were talking about family right before that, and then, I don't know, he got sad after.
Huh, wonder what about. Not that I've really asked Sal much about his family. I haven't really talked much about mine to him either.
I don't think I really want to bring the subject up with him again either, to be honest. Here's a question for you, though. How's things with you and Dean hooking up?
Wait, what?
Come on, you're totally going to hook up, right? At least I've been hoping for it.
I mean, maybe. I like Dean, sure, but...
But what?
Is it bad that if I just don't know yet?
Are you scared, or...
I laughed, nervous. I wasn't sure if I was... We're gonna take a quick break for the ad. Yeah. I wasn't sure if I was scared about taking the plunge, or just still uncertain about how I felt about Dean coming on so strong. Maybe I've never been with someone else before, like, at all, I guess, so that's sort of crazy. Been with someone else? At all? Nope, I haven't even had my first kiss yet. Is that bad? Well, that's just adorable for starters. Worrying, maybe, given how forward he is. Have you thought about how you're going to prepare for what he throws at you? Wait, were we talking about you a moment ago? Well, yeah, but I've already been through all this. All of this? Everything?
Yep.
No, wait. Back up a little bit. When you say everything, you mean...
No, I'm not a virgin, Dave.
Oh, well...
Is it really that unexpected? Well, we're the same age, right? I feel like I'm now falling behind here. Oh god, no, Dave, don't think like that. This isn't a race. When you're ready, you're ready. Throw in some luck as far as getting an opportunity, and that's basically how it should happen. Oh, then was it with Sal? No, although that'd be neat. He's tight-lipped about any of this stuff, too, to make things harder. What was it like, or who was it with? Oh, god damn it. So now we're talking about Orlando's sex life. Wait, no, wrong one. Oh, that's, sorry, that was probably a bit too personal. Figured that you had a boyfriend at some point and that, you know. Oh, no, nothing like that. To be honest, that'd be the nicer way to have your first time, but actually, it was just one of my father's work associates. I gave Orlando a deadpan stare, torn between confusion and worry as to what sort of circumstances led to such an event. Oh, everything was above board and legal, believe me. Just, I suppose part of it is the prospect of getting to bed your boss's son? Or maybe it was something else. Either way, I liked how he looked and it just sort of happened. Oh! Everything alright? I don't know what sort of thing I was expecting, just what? I don't know, I guess it's just something I assumed was really special. It is! But you can still have fun with it. Just maybe have your first time with someone you trust in case you want to stop or something goes wrong. Sorry, I got off track here for a moment. But that's been worrying me, basically, how prepared you were for all of this. Oh. Hey, we've been friends for long enough that I'd much rather you learn how... things go for me rather than, say, watching porn. Don't worry, Dave, I'll be your gay coats. Your goats. Wait, hold on, can we slow down just a little bit? Sir, what's up? Not that I'm not flattered, just this is happening really quickly, isn't it? Sorry. No, it's okay, just... I scratched the back of my head, the conversation having had its effect on me in a few different ways. I just need a break. Maybe we can circle back to this later? Sure, that works for me. What did you want to do? Did you need any help preparing dinner? Maybe we could do that. I was just going to let everyone fend for themselves tonight. There's plenty of pizza left, so we should probably use that up before anything else. Oh, that's fair. Maybe did you want to go play a game together? We could do anything, really. It'd be nice to just hang out again. A game sounds great. Just, I know. We'll pick something co-op in case you're struggling. We left Orlando's room and got settled in the rec room in front of the large screen with the game. Something about collaboratively running a kitchen. I remember that it was tricky, but somehow we were managing to fumble our way through it. Eventually, though, much like in the past, we cuddled up together. It was nice being this close to Orlando, especially during the winter months. Even then, it was just nice being this close to someone. There's another level done. Is that how they make sushi? I don't think you can really consider mashing the B button any form of real-life kitchen skill. Well, that's true. I mean, if that to Sal, he'd probably go looking for the button. I chuckled as Orlando grumbled, thinking back to this morning. So, that thing re-stepped in front of him. Uh-oh? Yeah, what about it? Derg pillow. Were you just trying to get close to him, or were you really that into making sure he got it right? For a brief moment, Orlando's button presses slowed down, his character lagging on the screen. Both, I think. Orlando sighed, pausing the game but keeping his eyes forward. He scratched his neck, looking thoughtful as I looked up at him. I think I'm coming on too strong, but I don't know. Why not just tell him? I could, but... But what? Remember, I struggle to make friends. I guess you, Rothwell, and Hoth are special, maybe? I got on well enough with Dean and Sal, but it's those two I just don't know. But are you friends with Sal and Dean? I'd like to think so. Then I don't... Oh, I guess what I mean to say is I'm torn between things I want, maybe. I would really like a boyfriend with a meaningful relationship, right? But I don't want to lose friends over that just in case. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Are they playing a Nintendo 64? Hold up. Hold up a goddamn minute. What console are they playing? Okay, so it's not a Nintendo 64 because there's only so many buttons on there. I don't know. Orlando stood up and stretched before looking thoughtful. What's up, Orlando? Oh, nothing. Just had something on my mind suddenly. Someplace I wanted to check. Should I come too? No, I won't be long, promise. Okay, should I just wait here? Yeah, I'll only be a couple minutes. Well, alright. I waved as Orlando left and he hurried along out of the room. As for me, I pulled out my phone and just started playing a random game I downloaded a couple days ago. 5 minutes passed before I heard someone approaching and I turned to see who was there. Okay, I'm back. Everything alright? Yeah, everything's fine, promise. Orlando sat down next to me, notably further away than before, but maybe he just wasn't in the mood for cuddling at the moment. I did, have something I needed to ask you, though. But you have to promise not to get too upset with me or angry or freak out, okay? Okay. So, death, right? I did a double take, confused. Death? Yeah, have you ever thought about it? I shuddered, forcing thoughts back down so I could properly answer his question. I guess, like, I try not to, really, but I guess I have. Not recently, though. Not recently? Okay. Have you? Me? Oh. I guess every day, really. Every day? Orlando, why? That seems... Are you alright? I think, though, but I guess it's just being around it a lot with what my parents do for a living, and what Grandpa did. It's sort of just hard to ignore. Why would bankers be dealing with death, or, oh, like, paying out insurance claims or whatever? You don't really think they work as actual bankers still, do you? I laughed again, scratching my head. I honestly hadn't given it much thought, given it didn't matter what Orlando's parents did, not that I really cared. Let's put it another way. Why do you think my dad hated yours, and you were only allowed over that one time? I just always assumed it was because I forgot to take my shoes off at the door. Well, yeah, that didn't help. But no, Dave, think about it real hard. Think about what your dad did for a job. Well, Dad was a cop, but... Oh. Oh! Right. So, yeah, think about it every day. Not that I've ever, you know, Grandpa didn't want that for me. I'd rather just run a nice bakery. Oh, but does that mean... I don't know for sure. Maybe my parents have, maybe they haven't. I can only assume that their associates would have. Oh. Wait, they're in the mafia? But why bring this up? Did something happen? Orlando pulled his eyes away from me for a few moments before looking at me, concerned. Nothing yet? Yet? Okay, so I've been having this strange dream lately. Maybe not a dream, but a nightmare? And in this dream, either one of two things happen. Either you die or I die, but always the same way. I gulped, starting to fidget, uncomfortable. How do we die? Orlando didn't say anything at first, instead his hand going to his neck, rubbing it while he looked away. Now, the stream is going to... We're going to do the bad ending tonight. It's not important. It's just a nightmare, right? Oh, yeah, right. There were a few moments of tense silence before Orlando growled, clutching his head. Sorry, I went and killed the mood.
It's time to drink
I've
water.
been doing that a lot lately, haven't I?
It's time to drink water. It's time to
Wow.
drink water. It's time to drink water.
That... Oh, shit. Twice, I think, but that's alright. I'd rather you tell me when you're upset about something. I have to sometimes bug Ty endlessly when he's upset, so it's nice to just be able to be there for you without having to figure out what's wrong. You're so good to me, Dave. Why don't we pick up where we left off for this game, huh? Right. At some point, Orlando came back over and we cuddled back up. Or at least until it was time for dinner, as indicated by stomach rumbling. You know we don't have to keep playing that same game, right? And honestly, I think the stages where it might be a little too difficult. Hey, I'm pulling my weight. Sort of. And maybe we could grab a board game or something instead. Don't have to just, you know, do video games this whole time. Prepare to see death. Oh no. Right. While I contemplated this, Orlando heated up some leftovers, with us snacking on it as the others came and went. After a while, we'd seen the arrival and departure of everyone, with the exception of Haas, who stuck around. Everyone had enough to eat? I think so, yeah. There's still a whole pizza left in the fridge, though. Gonna eat that tomorrow? No, that's with Benson. Benson, huh? Really? Huh. Didn't think he liked pizza that much. Well, he did ask if there was going to be any left over, and sure enough, there is. But a whole pizza's worth. Maybe he just really likes pizza. Or there's something else, or there's someone else here, never know, right? Another person? Like who? Could be anyone, really. Or as you said, he just really likes pizza. Right, that makes sense, yeah. We are the only ones here, right? Aside from Benson, I mean. Far as I know, yeah. Why? Far as I know, yeah. Why? You're in the wrong voice. No reason, I guess, just if there was someone else here. Seems odd we haven't seen them before now, right? That's a good point. I didn't think about it that way. There's no way they'd be able to get to the kitchen for food without being noticed, and we've been here for basically a week. Now that we've cleared that up, what have you two got going on for this weekend? Don't know, really. Maybe just more games if Orlando is up to it. As long as we pay something else, I'm ready to game all night. Then, if you're looking for a third, count me in. Don't think I'll be staying up all night, though. We finished up and headed on out. Haas hurrying on ahead, supposedly to do something before he'd be ready to game. Oh, I just realized there's something I wanted to check out, too. Should I just meet you upstairs with Haas? Orlando seemed to hesitate at my question, mulling it over. Yeah, maybe it's a good idea. I won't be long, promise. Well, alright, see you in a bit then. See ya! I watched as Orlando wandered off back towards the kitchen before I headed upstairs to meet Haas. I was the first to arrive and started to browse the video games and board games that we might be able to play as a trio. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm here now. Oh, everything alright? Yeah, just had to go do something on my phone. Nothing major. There was something off about how he said that. Maybe something in his tone, but it seemed harmless enough. Something on your phone, huh? Like a message or... My, nosy, are we? Well, if you must know, I just had to talk to someone quickly about something, that's all. Before I could question him further... Sorry, I'm here. I hope I didn't keep you guys waiting. No worries on my end here. Only just arrived myself. Did you get caught up messaging someone as well? Dave's been grilling me about why I was late. So now it's time to throw you under the bus. Haas emphasized this point by ruffling the fur on top of my head and chuckling. No, nothing like that. It was something else. I'll tell you later, promise. Just still wrapping my head around it. Was it something like what you mentioned before, Orlando? What? Oh, no, nothing like that. Just something I've been thinking about. Well, if you're going to phrase it like that, you're only going to make me more curious. Yeah, well, I'm not saying what it is out of principle now. But you'll still tell me, right? If you're lucky. We ended up deciding to pick up where we left off in our game, with Haas tagging out for me so I could just watch. Even halfway through the game, he seemed to pick it up faster than I was. It was getting late, though, and I was falling asleep watching them play, to the point where I dozed off and they had to wake me. This was fun. I'd be happy to do this again sometime for sure. Maybe, although, something feels off about this. I don't know. Something's not sitting right with me, I guess. What do you mean? Well, we're friends, right? Of course, why? I don't know, something's off, but I can trust you both, right? Okay, now you're scaring me a little, Haas. Okay, well, let me add to that, shall I? The reason I was late arriving was because I was talking to someone. It's because I found something in my room. What did you find? See, that's the thing. All it was a note. A note doesn't sound so bad. What did it say? Who was it from? Before I tell you, it wasn't from either of you, right? Not from me. Dave? Not me either. Well, alright. For starters, it wasn't signed by anyone. That seems not nearly as worrying as I feel it should be. What did it say? It was just a list of words, all underlined in red. Words don't seem bad. And I'm going to do something real quick. And I'm back. Words don't seem bad. I agree, but they're still odd. Are you going to tell us the words? Oh, sure. Let's see. Liminality, arbiter, discovery, to name a few. They were like this. There were a few like this, but no real context. No context? Nothing? And this was just in your room. Yeah, I made my bed this morning, so it was deliberately left on my pillow. Wouldn't know then. Wouldn't know when, though. What were some of the others? Oh, let me think. Suspend, matrimony,
Any of these making sense to you?
No, not really.
Orlando, were you wondering if a specific word was on that list?
Nope, they're just words, right? They don't mean anything.
Sure, okay. What did you do with the note, Haas? Perhaps still in my room. I think I shoved it into my bag, so I need to go digging. Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Should we be concerned people are going into other people's rooms?
Might be worth bringing up at breakfast, maybe, but for now, I could do with some sleep. It's late. Oh, good point. You coming, Orlando?
Oh, yeah, sir. Just give me a sec to switch everything off.
See you guys in the morning. I've still got to take a shower, so good night. Haas left, leaving Orlando and I in the room. Started to switch things off, and I tidied up a little bit from how we'd moved seats and such. I watched as Orlando sluggishly wandered about. He looked more perturbed than just tired, though. Hey, you okay?
Oh, yeah, just tired.
You look more than tired.
It'll be fine. Just a lot going through my head, I promise.
If you want, if you want to talk, we can stay up. I'm sure we could raid the kitchen for some ice cream and just talk, right?
Maybe another night. Any night but tonight. I need to sort myself out, I think.
Oh, because of Sal's stuff? Orlando's expression quickly shifted to one of sadness. But I couldn't quite place the specifics.
Yeah, Sal stuff. I'll be okay, Dave.
He then came in quietly and gave me a tight hug, squeezing me briefly before just settling into a warm hug. I hugged him back, wrapping my arms as far as they'd go around his broad frame, his beard tickling my nose. If it wasn't for the proximity, I wouldn't have caught what he said next.
You'll sleep soundly tonight. Promise?
I'll sleep soundly? Just as quickly as the hug had happened, Orlando broke away, holding me at arm's length by the shoulders.
Oh, I just meant that, you're tired, right? But you'd yawn any minute and fall asleep. Oh, and the rain, too.
The sound of thunder rumbled over us. The faint sound of rain starting to hit the mansion, echoing into the room. I yawned, stretching out my arms and fingers, furthering Orlando's point. Yeah, I guess I have fallen asleep already once, huh?
I'll finish up here. You head on to bed, okay?
See you in the morning?
Yep, see you at breakfast.
I went back to my room and passed out to the sound of a heavy storm raging outside. Something about the sound of rain and thunder made me drowsy. I barely made it to my bed before passing out. Oh, I'm so scared. Somehow, despite the storm raging on, I fell asleep right as the worst of it hit. Remember that much, but beyond that, I was out like a light. I felt refreshed. It was hard to place exactly how I was feeling, but at some point during the night, I'd gone under the covers proper. It was an odd feeling, if only by habit. I was craving coffee despite not really needing it to function. Seemed like I hadn't slept in all that long either. I got dressed and made my way downstairs, bumping into Sal near the bottom. Oh, good morning, Sal. Did you sleep well? No, was restless. Maybe it was a storm. I thought you liked rain, though. Helped me get to sleep, but I was up with Orlando and Haas last night, so I was tired to begin with. You look like you need coffee more than I do. No, I'm fine. I was just waiting for Orlando. Waiting for him here, though? Why? He wasn't in the kitchen. He doesn't live there, though, Sal. I know, but he's prone to routine. It's not breakfast time, though, is it? He's been getting up at the same time as me, almost. Or I'm awake and he's already making me something to eat. Oh, well, you're not forcing him to, right? Please say you aren't. I'm not, but it's nice. You haven't seen him, have you? I've only just gotten up myself, so no, sorry. Oh, alright then. Would you like to get coffee together then? Oh, sure. Already had your swim this morning? Not yet. After breakfast, though. Sal and I wandered into the kitchen and he started making coffee. Do you drink coffee often, Sal? Not often. I get tired of the taste, but I don't dislike it. I do like tea, though. Whatever it was that Orlando likes. Ginseng tea, I think. Sal handed me a cup of coffee and I wandered over to the fridge to retrieve the milk. How often do you two have tea anyway? You mentioned yesterday you two hang out sometimes. He did. Huh. Not often, really. I handed Sal the milk and he declined, sipping from his own mug and looked out the window. Surprisingly dry outside. Guess the storm didn't go as long as I thought it did. I only caught the start of it, so maybe it hit hard and then stopped? Maybe. We stood around in relative silence drinking our coffee. There wasn't all that much to say, but I was enjoying the warm feeling going from my gut to the tips of my fingers as the coffee did its job. Morning.
Morning. Sleep well, Pop?
Before I could get a word in, Ty swiped the mug from my hands and downed what was left before taking it over to the machine to make some more. Reflex is a bit slow, Dave. Hey, I'm still waking up. But all the early risers are here, plus Tyson.
Plus you too, you dork. Ty drank from the renewed mug before passing it back to me, pulling out his phone and looking at something. I grumbled but gratefully took the mug and sipped from it. But really, why are you up so early, Ty? No reason. Or more accurately, he's trying to make friends. Oi, watch it! That's not what I said! Are you sure? I could have sworn you were saying something about, and I quote, I don't want to have a shit time and make Dave upset. Oh, hey, that's pretty cool! Yeah, well, whatever. I asked what he was doing with his stretches and just offered to show him some actual gym stuff. Right, maybe it's best if we leave it at that. I don't want to pry any further into your reasons after all. Dude, whatever. The pair of them wandered out of the kitchen, presumably heading to the gym. Given Haas's normal schedule of getting up early and doing his thing, it made sense. However, you've been quiet for a bit there, Sal. Everything alright? One's missing. One's missing? What? Look. Sal pointed to the knife block where every knife was in its place bar one. Maybe it's always been missing? No, it was there yesterday. I remember from the lesson. Seems like an odd thing to just go missing, though. Maybe it broke, like the handle came off? Maybe. The others, they went to the gym? I think so. Why? Maybe I should go too. It might be good, just in case. What do you mean, just in case? In case Haas says something and gets himself in trouble. With Tyson. Oh, he's not that bad, I promise. One hard stare from Sal made me backpedal quickly, however. Okay, so maybe it's not a bad idea to have someone else there just to make sure. If Haas was telling the truth about Ty's reasons, though, it can only be good, right? Perhaps. Well, if you're going down there and no one else is around yet, I may as well come too. It was dark in the basement, the lights were off, but the light from the gym lit up enough of the way forward. Why didn't they turn on the lights, Sal? I caught Sal's silhouette shrugging before he rumbled a reply, audibly uncertain. Cats and dogs have good night vision, right? Maybe, but maybe don't phrase it that way around the other two. Ty's touchy about it, and I don't know how Haas might take it. As we got to the edge of the gym, something was nagging me. Something was telling me that there was just something off. I backtracked, feeling around for the light switch to the basement and flicking it on, blinding myself. What are you doing? I just thought... I was rubbing my eyes, blinking to try and shake off the sudden onset of light before I noticed it. Wait. What? The door to the vault room. It's open. Is it normally closed? I would imagine so, right? Wandering closer, I figured the worst was that someone had just left it open. As I eased the door open, though... What? Orlando? Upon me saying that, Sal approached from behind, either curious or something else. I don't know what, but he approached quickly. Why are you... But Sal pushed past me. Kneeling down and getting a closer look, my eyes fell upon the knife that was laying beside him. Oh, hey, found the knife, Sal. Sal? Go and help. Quick! Huh? Almost immediately, Sal started performing CPR on Orlando. I recognized what it was, but I didn't understand why. He was just sleeping, right? Dave, go! But it turns out Sal's bellowing was enough to call the others on its own. Dave, you're... What in the world? All eyes were trained on Sal's focused, determined expression as he continued doing compressions. Not good. Ambulance? Let's talk! More ambulance! Sal was baring his teeth now, Haas taking this as his cue to dash out of the room and back upstairs. What should I do? Damn it! Damn it! Breathe, Orlando! Come on, pup, let's get you out of here. Ty eased me out of the room, so at the very least, so Sal had some space. Even just on the outside of the door, we could hear his grumbling and muttering as he continued his efforts. Orlando, he's not... Ty gave me a hard stare, sober but serious. Ty? Is Orlando... It doesn't look good, pup. You know what Sal's doing. I know what he's doing. And we both know when you're supposed to do it. But... Ty went back into Sal, leaving me to process what had happened. I could hear them talking about something, but I was tuning them out, wondering what had happened. I slumped against the wall, hugging my knees. Eventually, paramedics arrived and took out for Sal. But they took him away all the same. Police came next, took some statements from those of us before leaving. It was around this time that Dean and Roswell were told of what had happened. I don't think I'd seen Sal so emotional. After Orlando was taken away, he cycled through sadness and anger, punching the wall until his knuckles were bloody and raw. Dean managed to get him under control, and between the pair of us, we bandaged him up. He withdrew into himself soon after that, with only Dean managing to get him to talk. I was barred from the funeral. In fact, all of us were. A family-only affair, apparently. With the amount of black suits around, it was an impressive atmosphere to be in. I hadn't seen as many dragons about the place, all of them shooting me steely looks as they filed past. A couple of days after that, I started getting mail from Orlando's family. Threats, demand for answers. Here I was even unsure of how he died. As far as I could tell, there wasn't a single mark on his body. It got bad enough that I didn't feel safe anymore, and with some planning, my options were to move in with Dean and his family, or go to the other side of the country with Haas.
And you're sure about this, Dave?
Well, yeah. I think so.
Don't worry, Dean. I'll look after him. By the time we're there, he'll be safe. Promise.
Well, alright. Dean came in and gave me a hug, followed by a kiss on my forehead.
But if you ever need anything at all, I'll jump on a plane and be there as fast as I can.
How's Sal holding up?
He's holding it together. Been to the cemetery a couple times already. First time he just sat there for a solid hour staring at the headstone. Second time he had a small conversation with himself. Or Orlando. Didn't feel right to listen in, so I gave him some space. He'd probably like a phone call every now and again, if you can spare the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Minimum once a week. I'll even give him a call when we're on the road. Maybe take some pictures to send him.
He'd probably like that.
I lugged the suitcase and put it into Haas's car as Dean looked in my letterbox to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Huh? What's this?
Dean flashed a small folded envelope sealed with wax.
Fancy letter. Is this what you've been getting?
Nothing like that, no.
Come on, Dean. He doesn't need that. Take the letter or leave it behind.
I eyed the letter in Dean's hand before reaching out for it. He handed it to me carefully and I peeled it open to scan its contents.
Is it what I think it is? Shouldn't have opened it.
No, wait, listen to this! Dave, I can only imagine the other letters of correspondence you've been receiving from Orlando's family. Take it from someone who comes from a family equally, if no more wealthy, that such wealth comes with enemies. They are looking for someone to blame as they grieve. Still, I can assuredly say that this wasn't some accident, but someone intent on carrying out some sort of execution. A death sentence, as it were. If you have not considered relocating, at least for a time, that would be my suggestion. It helped me when someone dear left this world, if only for a little bit. And then it's just signed OH at the bottom of it. But of all the writing, they underlined the word sentence. Even seems slightly thicker.
Oh my god, hi Zordy!
But of all the writing, they underlined the word sentence. Even seems written slightly thicker, too.
Maybe it's just rotten quirk. Or they're just being cryptic.
Yeah, hi Zordy! Ah! I mean, it's nice knowing that there's someone out there that's not sending me death threats, I guess.
By far, it's not the worst letter I've gotten lately. So that's a plus. And there'll be plenty of nice ones outside of Bill's that'll be in the mail when we get there. You'll be alright, Dave. Shall we get on the road? Double check you got everything? Snacks? Water? It's a long drive after all. We'll be fine. We can stop off on the way.
Yeah, it's only a long drive out into the not a trek out into the wilderness.
Well, alright. Give me a hug, yeah?
At his request, I wandered over and hugged Dean tightly. Him returning it in kind. We lingered there with Haas playing with his car keys nearby, almost oblivious to his presence. When we broke, Dean coughed slightly, turning, but I can see him wiping his eyes with his arm.
Alright. Give me a call when you get in, alright? And remember to call Sile.
Will do. That was how things were going to be for a while. Oh my god, thank you for the follow, Zordy! Haas and I were going to move in together someplace on the other coast to get away from it all. Tyson said he would have been happy to drive me, but I got the impression he didn't want to linger. He did come to visit, though. Dean kept in touch, as did Sal, but it was clear that things weren't the same back home. With Orlando's passing, there were a few unsavory incidents that caused Dean to relocate out our way, but I lost contact with Sal. Roswell and Tyson seemed to disappear completely. One day they just stopped replying to messages. It was sad, but the change in scenery and the company I did still have made it better. So we're just going to put that there. And I feel like there's one more bad ending. Bad End Orlando. Is there another bad ending? Resonate? Okay. I made my way down to the vault, combined with the gut feeling I had. Something was drawing me to the keypad next to the door. Oh, there isn't another bad ending? Oh, well, I can just delete one of these. Okay. So, I got the sentence. I got the password, and it is sentence. Oh, shit, that is a lot of people. Yeah, it's... A chill went up my spine to accompany the chime signaling that the password I'd put in was correct. Huh? I was then blindsided with an image in my head. Seemed like Orlando was sleeping somewhere with a knife. Seeing the image again made me conscious of the floor beneath me, concrete like what Orlando was laying down on. When the room came back into view, I was staring at the floor. I had questions, namely about why Orlando would be down here with a knife, but he seemed fine. Despite that, though, something had disturbed me about the implications of it. Taking one last look around, I headed back to my room to prepare for breakfast. We're going to leave off here tonight. My saves are so messed up. I'm going to put the save there. And? Yeah. This fucking game was so sad. So sad. Fuck. Just fuck. Ah. Anyways, thank you for the raid. And stay safe. Have a good night. And I will see you all tomorrow.